Very good morning. Jai Shri Krishna Guru. Thank you for joining Sai Satcharita Parayan. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Saraswataya Namaha, Om Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Sai Satcharita, the life and teachings of Shirdi Sai Baba. Today we will be starting with a new chapter, that is chapter 51, a narration of the accounts of three devotees. My obeisance to Shri Ganesh, to Shri Saraswati and Shri Guru Maharaj, to the family deity, to Shri Sita Ramachandran. My most humble obeisance, I bow in reverence to the most venerable Guru, Shri Sai Nath. Glory to you, O Sai, the mainstay of the devotees and greatest among the Gurus that you are, who explains the significance of the Gita and gives all the siddhis to the devotees. Bestow favor on me. To cool the heat, there grows sandalwood on the Malayagiri, or to comfort people in the world rains the cloud on this earth. Or the flowers bloom in spring so that the gods may be worshipped, or again a series of tales, fables and parables come into existence to bring contentment to the listeners. The listeners who listen and the narrator who narrates are both sacred. The ears of one who listens become purified, and so does the speech of one who narrates. In the last chapter, an exposition of the stanza learned that by humble reverence, etc., was given to point out how knowledge appears when ignorance is dispelled. Very true. So don't forget, the last chapter was all about a verse from Bhagavad Gita. And in that, Baba was saying what Lord Shri Krishna has mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, that when you go with humble reverence and being subservient, submissive, and with sincere heart, request or seek, the grace and the guidance of these spiritual masters. They will instruct you in the knowledge of Brahman. They will guide you. They will instruct you, in the path of attaining spiritual will. So that is what it was mentioned. And who is going to dispel the darkness? The Guru. Guru means remover of darkness or illuminer of knowledge. Knowledge will illumine. See, knowledge is covered. We actually did a beautiful lesson again in the last chapter where it says you are the diamond, but it is covered by all the muck and dirt of many years. So the Guru is removing all that. So he is also illumining the knowledge. The knowledge is that you, which is existing within you. What he is doing, he is dispelling the darkness, remover of ignorance, and then knowledge appears self-realized, it reveals itself to you. At the end of the Bhagavad Gita in stanza 72, at the end of the 18th chapter, Shri Krishna asks Arjuna, has the exposition that has been given so far dispelled thy distraction of thought caused by ignorance? Such was the clear question. He did not ask, have you gained knowledge? Very interesting. What is Lord Shri Krishna asked? Let us understand. Has the exposition that has been given so far dispelled thy distraction of thought caused by ignorance? So what is causing this distraction within us? It is the ignorance. And we again did in detail in the last chapter. What is this ignorance? Lust, greed, anger, and every other thing which is connected in the world of Maya. And Maya itself is the greatest illusion. She creates illusions and then it leads to delusion. So, and what we did, the most important verse, the root cause of all this misery is unfulfilled desires. And what happens? Unfulfilled desires ensues anger. So when anger comes, there is loss of reason, then you cannot, your memory doesn't function, your intellect doesn't function, and then what happens? Then you are given to your downfall caused of delusion. Then you get deluded. That is what happens to material worldly beings. And why does this happen? See, most important lesson that you need to understand here is that you don't need to have expectations. See, unfulfilled desire ensues anger. The desire could be anything, as simple as it could be, oh, I didn't get good clothes. But that desire that you're carrying for lifetimes will put you down. At some point in time, it will just, whatever you have bottled will come forth. And when it comes forth, you don't know how to handle it. So then there is no, you're only going to get angry. There is no proper reasoning. So reasoning doesn't happen. Why? Because there's loss of reason. Because anger comes out. When anger is there, then you cannot reason out anything. And then everything that you see is going to be only in a negative manner. Negativity will be filled within you. And most important that you need to understand, you don't have to expect anything from anybody. My Krishna Guruji keeps giving me this one lesson. Do not expect anything from anyone, and don't have expectations. Why should you have expectations from anyone? See, he's taught me a very simple lesson. That lesson we have to imbibe and live to eternity, and then will not be disturbed by anything. No Maya will be able to disturb. What is that lesson? At the end of the day, everything happens as per the will of the divine. He's the one who's ordained everything. So what makes anyone think that I am the doer, I am taking care of something, I am giving something to someone? Please understand, you are only an instrument in the hands of the divine. You are the one who are the conduit through whom he is getting his work done. If you have to take care of either your parents, your wife and kids, don't say that I am taking care of them. Who are you to take care? It is the Lord Almighty. Please remember, this entire creation is the the entire creation belongs to the Creator. He's the father and the mother of this entire universe. So what makes us believe I am the doer? It's my child, I am taking care. And what happens? If it is mine, there is always favorism. There is so much favorism that you can't even imagine. So this is what we human beings tend to do. So when you understand that, please remember, when you understand that everything is as per the will of the divine. He is the one who's using you to take care of somebody or to give something to someone. You're only a Zaria. Zaria means you're only the means. You're just only the conduit to get the job done of the divine Lord Almighty. So never take credit saying that I am doing, I am taking care. The I will destroy you. So don't take ownership of any action. Just surrender unto the lotus feet of the divine Lord Almighty. And that is why we say Nishkam Karma, which means selfless service. You have to do it selflessly, everything. Not with an intention or an attachment saying I am the doer, I have to, when you think you are the doer, then you are going to have expectations. Expectation that I need, favors in return. So then it doesn't become selfless service. There is a very clear motivation to that. So don't do that. Don't get into that. If you get into, then you will be miserable all your life. And today I see some of these in the material world, right? There are parents who believe even today their children have to take care of them. They think that they are dependent on their, the children, son, daughter, I don't know, whoever, right? They believe that they have to take care of them. Why should anybody take care of you? It doesn't mean that just because they have given birth to their kids, it doesn't mean that, they think, they expect so much. Why are you having so much expectation? Believe, have faith in the divine. That, say to the Lord Almighty, Lord Shri Krishna, I am your child. You're the one who takes care of me. How you take care of me? Why should it matter? So the Lord can come in somebody else's form and take care of you. Why does it mean that only your son has to look after you or daughter has to look after you? Why are you saying all the thing? And why are you thinking that you're incapable? And I know somebody, it's like this. There's a couple who is married and the husband believes that, so you know what? My children might send the money, but who's going to physically take care of? You moron, you are the one who's married her. It is your duty to take care of her. What makes you think that somebody else from outside has to come and take care of you? This kind of idiots exist in our world. Nincompoops are there. And Lord Shri Krishna never said that you have to depend on your children to take care of your wife. And then what are you doing? Rusting in the house, sitting there, doing nothing, watching in a big TV, 50 inches television, and you want to watch and what? Do nothing all days, think of sickness and ruin not only just your life and everybody else's life. These kind of idiots live in this world. Please rise, grow up. These people they might have crossed 70, 80s, yet live in their ego and die a miserable death. And what they'll become? They'll go be born in a demonical womb. So don't get into these kind of things. No, there is nobody responsible to take care of your wife. You need to be taking care of her. This kind of society and people we exist. Who wants to shy away from doing anything and want to give reasons for not doing? How convenient. Or you want to talk about 1971 war story or 1947 story or whatever stories, how I was so great. Come on, your days are gone. We are far ahead. We are in the 21st century. Don't keep living in the 18th century. So grow up, be adaptable, become adaptable to the current times. It is very important. And you have to be good. Being older doesn't mean becoming miserable person. Not only you're ruining your own life, and you're making everybody else's life miserable. That is not what Lord has taught. You have to be good to everybody. If you can't do good, at least shut up your mouth and keep quiet. Don't even do bad to anyone. This is extremely important. So we need to understand. So why have expectations from anybody? The only expectation is, say, God, give me the strength so that I can do everything in my life. Yeah, I don't need anybody to take care of me. And when you have this conviction, believe me, the Lord works magic. I'll tell you some very beautiful experience that I've had many years ago. I had to move I had to shift from Singapore, and at that time I was moving my stuff. I was vacating my place. I was moving to a storage, keeping my stuff in the storage. At that time, someone offered to help me, and then suddenly that help didn't come. And I was a little nervous. I called my Guruji, and he said, "You're capable of doing, why are you upset?" And I'm literally in tears. But at that time I realized the strength is within me. I am the goddess. Devi Mahatmyam. I have 10 hands. What makes me think I am incapable? That I have to depend on somebody? You know what? It took me 4 days. The entire packing. I packed what I want, what I don't want, discarded everything. It was heavy boxes. I was able to move them. But if you believe you can't do it, then it's your problem. But whose problem is it? It is your mind's problem. I was able to pack everything, get the whole thing shifted. See, the most important thing is that strength. Who is the strength within you? That God-given capabilities. There is somebody inside of you who has given you that capabilities. You can do anything you want. Yeah, you might not be able to lift, 50 kgs of weight, but definitely there can be help for that. But whatever that was possible, I could do everything, pack everything, move everything, even take even those heavy stuff down, down the stairs. I was capable. And at that time I realized, oh my God, I do have so much capacity in me. I'm single-handedly able to do all of that. So what makes you think you are incapable? And let me tell you, during that whole process, magic happened. And there were 2 people where I found through someone to, who could help me move my stuff from my residence, then when I was, and to the storage place. And they helped me, carry everything. So I was able to help go put it up. So this is how the help comes. So you should have that faith in the divine, how he works while you bothered and while you're afraid. First is most important. When you're on the path of spiritual, you cannot be fearful of everything. You don't have to fear anything. You just have to have the faith. Please understand, freedom from fear is the most important lesson which is taught in spirituality. So why be fearful of every small thing? There's nothing to be, you're nothing to be afraid of in life. So face your life with strength, with courage. That is what is important. And all the scriptures are teaching that. And today, what makes you think, oh, I'm going to die, I'm miserable, I need to take insulin, I need to survive? Why are you fighting your life? Surrender. This is what people don't understand. If you have to die, everybody will die. Everybody has to die. You will also have to die. So what is there to be afraid of death? And why are you trying to protect your life? Please remember, this body has to die one day. Everybody who is born have to die. Everything that is created has to, go back to where it's come from. Everything created has to be, it has to die one day. Whether it is animate, inanimate, it doesn't matter. So everything is created from elements and it goes back in the elements. So what makes us, hold on to that life, believing that, oh, I am sick, I have to be careful as long. But what are you trying to do? You're fighting death. But can you just let it be? Can you not say, oh, I have to eat this medicine, I have to eat this medicine? Who is causing all this? Your mind, when you're not even diabetic, when you're not even sick, you think you're diabetic and you're taking the medicine. You're giving medicine for no sickness. Can you believe this is today's human beings? Their mind is such a messed up thing. Who can save you? Even God cannot save you. Please remember. So don't get into this kind of miserable state. Don't have any expectations. Only take the name of the divine. Surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Hari Guru, Lord Shri Krishna and your Guru. That is all you need to do. Everything else will work magic. So, The reason I had to explain on this is the question was Lord Sri Krishna is asking, has the exposition that has been given so far dispelled thy distraction of thought caused by ignorance? What is it? Ignorance. So all that I summarized is from last chapter, which just a reminder what ignorance means. Such was the clear question. He did not ask, have you gained knowledge? That's a very good one. You must understanding Lord Sri Krishna's words, every word, and the way he asks, it's very, very unique. It's very twisted. It's always in codices. You need to pay attention to the questions he asks. It's very powerful. And similar had been the acknowledgement given by Partha, that is Arjuna, who said, destroyed is my delusion, and recognition has been gained by me through thy grace. He did not say that knowledge has been gained. See, what did he say? Delusion. Now he understands the truth. He didn't say knowledge has been gained, but he said, my delusion has been destroyed and recognition has been gained by me through thy grace. But only that Maya has been destroyed. What has been destroyed? Maya has been destroyed. And Maya itself is ignorance. Those who have understood the significance of the Bhagavad Gita already know that they only appear as two words while there is no difference in their meaning. And Arjuna, who has also said the same to Shri Krishna at the beginning and of the 11th chapter, that the supreme mystery, the discourse concerning the self which thou hast given out of grace for me, by this my bewilderment is gone from me. Now in this present new chapter, let us relate the amazing account about Baba firmly established Kaka Sahib Dikshit in Shirdi in the beginning. Listen to it all from the beginning as to how his preordained link Rinanu Bandhu Banda with Shirdi and his close and steadfast connection with Sai was responsible for this event. Young and old already know many stories of Kaka Sahib, but everyone does not know how he initially came to Shirdi. Grace of God is a matter of previously accumulated merit, and it leads to the meeting with the Sadguru, which in turn brings the disciple of blissful joy of self-rejoicing. It is in this context that this chapter will describe to the listeners three tales about the rare good fortune of three devotees, listening to which the hearts of the listeners will be filled with joy. Crores of other means for attaining spiritual progress will not help unless the Sadguru bestows his grace. Listen to a sweet tale with the same purport. It will satisfy the fond desire of the listeners, and in their minds will develop a strong wish for attaining their own spiritual weal. May the listeners listen attentively to this most purifying and beneficial chapter, which brings great satisfaction to the Guru devotees. What is he mentioning here? Guru devotees. It is not for everybody. You must be your devotees of the Guru. Hari Sitaram Dikshit, remembered with love and respect by all Sai devotees, was well known by the name Kaka Sahib, and it is his past account which is so delightful to the well-informed connoisseurs that I shall present respectfully to the eager and faithful devotees for their pleasure. He who had not even known the name of Sai till the year 1909 became a great, well-known devotee of Sai later on. Many years had passed after the completion of his university education when Nana Sahib Chandorkar was once visited him at Lonavala. Dikshit was his old friend, and as they were meeting after many years, they also talked about each other's joy and sorrows. In the city of London, as Dikshit was getting into a public transport vehicle, his foot slipped and the injury caused to the leg could not be set right, even by 100 different remedies that he had tried. The topic of that ailment casually cropped up during conversation when Nana suddenly recollected Shri Sai Baba's powers in that context. Do you sincerely feel that the lameness of that leg should go completely? Then come for my Guru's darshan, said Nana to him at that time. Nana then most gladly narrated to Dikshit as a thing of great marvel everything about Sai and about the great power of that greatest of saints. My man, however far away he may be from me, even beyond the seven seas, I will at once Draw him to me as a sparrow is pulled with a string tied to her. Tied to her. Such were always Baba's words, and to explain further, Nana added, unless you belong to Baba, you will never be attracted to him. This is a very important thing. Till you don't belong to a particular guru, even from whether you have to meet him in whatever capacity, you will never be attracted to that being. You might meet them like my Krishna Guruji will say, yeah, people will come for a moment, for a day, for a month, for a week, whatever that they have to get, they will take away, that they will take from me and go. So it doesn't mean that they have to be with me to eternity. So everybody has only that much they have to receive from me, and then when they get it, they will go away. You will never have this darshan if you are not his own. And this itself is Baba's surest mark. You can never go there all of your own will. So on hearing Sai's description, Dikshit felt great satisfaction in his mind. He said to Nana, I will take Baba's darshan. Oh, what is the importance of this leg of mine? After all, this whole body is destructible. Absolutely. May the deformity of the leg remain for any length of time. I am not worried about it. If I go for your Guru's darshan, it is to attain the blissful moksha. See, look at how beautiful. His thought itself is so nice. He's saying, I'm not going there because I want my leg to be cured. What is he saying? If I want to meet your Guru, I want to go there to attain a blissful moksha. I want liberation. That is why I want to meet your Guru. Not because I want my leg to be cured. Very rare are such people who can ask. This is why he's a true devotee of Sai Baba. I do not desire these trivial pleasures, and I do not entreat them. And only invaluable pleasure, and for this one priceless pleasure, I will become your Guru's servant. Can you see that? Oh my God. There are hardly anybody who can ask something like this. They are not interested in asking for, give me this, give me that, cure my leg, cure my this thing, cure my sickness. He is not coming there. He said, if I were to ask only one thing, that will be the invaluable pleasure. For this one priceless pleasure, I will become your Guru's servant. That is what you have to always seek when you have the grace of that divine master. When you come to him, please ask that only one thing, and that is your spiritual will. Beyond that, there is nothing else worth asking him. Let the lameness of the leg remain, and about that I am not bothered. But bring this lame, weak mind of mine to its proper state. This is my prayer. How sweet, how beautiful that prayer is. Do you think any guru or any god will not be pleased with it? Of course they will be. Doing upasana, I am wearied out, and yet my mind does not remain firm and steady. With great effort, I try to keep it under control, but it slips away, unknown to me. Firmly resolving in my mind, however alert I may keep, there is no saying when it will give me the slip. Such is the puzzle of this mind. And hence, Nana, I will take your Guru's darshan with all my heart and will entreat him to remove the lameness of my mind. Sai has the greatest pleasure and enthusiasm for the spiritual welfare of him who, being disinterested in the pleasures of this mortal body, has great fondness for the highest bliss. Of course, yes, every guru, you name it, they can be whosoever they are, they will definitely have special favors on those devotees and disciples who only seek spiritual welfare and have displeasure for sensual enjoyment. Sai has the greatest pleasure and enthusiasm for the spiritual welfare of him who, being disinterested in the pleasures of his mortal body, has great fondness for the highest bliss. So obviously the Guru is going to have special favors on such a devotee. Please remember, because he doesn't care about every other person who comes to him with a begging bowl. Everybody will come. Oh, my mother is sick, my father is sick, I want to get married. Guruji, I want to get married. Are you saying I shouldn't get married? No, I have to get married because I've given a word to my parents. That is very important to fulfill, But what about the word given to your Guruji? Guruji is just there for the heck of it, to satisfy your material worldly pleasures. Is that right? That is why Guruji is there for you. The question you have to ask, this is exactly what Baba is also saying. Please remember, those days, the only subject everywhere was the forthcoming election to the Legislative Council, and many people were engaged in this work at different places. Kaka Sahib too was meeting friends to gather public support for his candidature, and in connection with this work, Quite unexpectedly, he came to Ahmednagar. There was one Sardar there called Kaka Sahib Mirikar, with whom Dikshit was on friendly and cordial terms. So he stayed at his place. At the same time, an exhibition of horses was held at Ahmednagar, for which various people were engaged in work. Bala Sahib Merikar, the Mamlatdar of Kopargaon, had also come to Ahmednagar for it. The work for which Dikshit had come was finished and he began to think, how can my visit to Shirdi be arranged? Who will take me up to there? And so on. As soon as his work there was over, his thoughts turned to Shirdi, and the only preoccupation of his mind now was to have the opportunity of Baba's darshan. Dikshit was very much worried as to who will come with me and take me forward to present me at Baba's feet. As soon as the election work was over, Dikshit began to worry about going to Shirdi and began asking Mirikar very eagerly regarding this. Bala Sahib was the son of Kaka Sahib Mirikar, so they both began to deliberate as to who should accompany Dikshit. For if one of them were to go, no other companion should be needed. So they began to think who between them should definitely go with him. The plans a man makes have human limitations, while God's plans are altogether different. For Dikshit's visit to Shirdi, an unexpected thing happened. Here, Dikshit had a restless agitation of mind, but there, at another place, there was a different kind of movement. Seeing such a keen desire of the devotee for his darshan, Samarth himself was moved by compassion. Worried and thoughtful, as Dikshit sat, Madhavrao himself arrived at Ahmednagar. To the astonishment of all, Madhavrav's father-in-law wired him from Ahmednagar that his mother-in-law was very serious and that he should come with his family to meet her. On receiving the telegram, he at once prepared to leave, and on obtaining Baba's permission, both he and his wife went to the Chittali station. They caught the 3 o'clock train and both went to Ahmednagar. The Tonga stopped at the door and both got down. Meanwhile, Nana Sahib Panse and Appa Sahib Gadre happened to pass that way at that very moment on their way to the exhibition. Quite unexpectedly, they saw Madhavrao alighting and were both very much surprised. But they could hardly contain their joy. They said, just see what a stroke of luck that Madhavrao, the Badwa of Shirdi, should be here. Who could be a better person than him to take Dikshit to Shirdi? Then calling out to him, they said, Dikshit Kaka has come to Mirikar's house. Go and see for yourself Baba's marvelous Leela. Dikshit is a remarkable friend of ours. You will also be introduced to him, and since he is very eager to go to Shirdi, he will be very happy by your coming here. So saying to him, they also gave the news to Dikshit, on hearing which his worry was removed and he felt very happy. Please remember, the Guru makes provision for his devotees to come and meet him and have his darshan. How he makes it happen, you don't even have to. When you seek from within very sincerely, that calling itself, magic happens. And it reaches him, and he knows the time, the God's appointed timing is arrived. And then he puts everything in place in such a beautiful manner, which even a human being cannot comprehend. It's beyond human comprehension. He's unfathomable. And then he makes it happen so that you can go and meet him. You can come to him. Such is also my case, though I knew my Guruji for a very long time. And when I used to meet him, before I became his disciple. Sorry, I shouldn't say the other way around. Before I became his disciple, I just know him. And at the time, he has said something very nice, but I didn't understand. You know what he said? When the time is right, you will come to me. I didn't know what that meant from Adams at that moment in time. Because I was in this ignorance, ignorance was covering me. I couldn't understand what he meant. But that moment when that day came, that perfect hour came, then that ignorance goes away. Then only my Guru stands in front of me. It's not any other human being. My God stands in front of me. So when I got the Bhagavad Gita from his hand, my Guruji's hand, on Krishna Janmashtami day, that's it. Lord Shri Krishna came in my life, and there is no looking back after that. And then it is only going ahead. But yes, the choice always remains in your hand when you have to go through this powerful test. It's the difficult test. If you don't know to stand the faith in your Guruji, please remember, Maya can delude you and it will be easy for you to walk out of spiritual. But it is very difficult to progress on the path of spiritual, such as Maya, and that is ignorance. So when you meet your Guruji, you're always in that ignorance. You're covered with it. But when his grace comes or dawns on you, when his grace comes, and that time you meet him, he makes all the way, means possible for you to come to him. Then he puts you on the path. Then you're on the journey. But the choice always is in your hand. In your hands, how you want to evolve. It is not in the Guruji's hands. He's seeing whether you're deserving or not. And yesterday we did spiritually deserving. Are you spiritually deserving? Yes, he'll give chance to everybody. And this morning also with my Guruji, we were having this conversation. It's very interesting to understand just yesterday's lesson how Baba's grace is, he gives more grace, rather there's nothing like a more grace. On those who are on the path of unrighteousness. You know why? Because they are already fallen down. There is nothing more falling down from there. All he can do is give his hand to lift them up. So lifting such people up, the upliftment of such people is very important. Because what will happen to them? They are already in the rock bottoms and the lowest possible realm, and what else can happen to them? And now I understand why my Guruji will always extend his hand to such fallen beings more. The grace is there. So he says, I have to, show them, put them on path so that they can redeem themselves. So it's an opportunity for everybody. And that is why the great masters don't differentiate between a right person, wrong person, good and evil person. No, they only look at everybody as the divine God alone, divine beings alone. They doesn't go look at this physical structure of this. They look at the innermost being. And that is why they don't have any, they can't make any differentiation between anybody. So he knows everybody is fallible to their human nature, tendencies, vrittis. What can you do? When you are born with this body, you come with all those vrittis, tendencies and evil propensities. His job is to make you divine, become your good self and show you the path of dharma and to put you on to doing your swadharma. That is what the great gurus do. That is why they are supreme master, Sadguru. Not anybody can do this. No ordinary, there are a lot of millions of fake gurus in this world. Try going and learning from them, nothing you'll get. Zero. On the contrary, go into gutters. I can write and give it to you for that matter. But only the real master will wear himself out for your spiritual wheel. And what will you get from him? His grace. So that you will not astray on your path. So that you can go on your path and reach at least a good destination. Reach your destination in a good manner. That is extremely important. Being on the path of righteousness is extremely important. And going towards sattva is most important. And that is what the great masters teach. And that is why they are God Almighty, not a mere human being. They are not the body at all. Why? Because they don't take birth as you and me. They manifest. They just manifest in that body. That body is nothing but a vehicle for them. It is like a dress that you're wearing. They will don it. They will serve its purpose. Once it is done, their purpose is over. They will chuck it and walk out. That is who they are. So saying to him, they also gave the news to Dikshit, on hearing which his worry was removed and he felt very happy. And as he went to his father-in-law's house, he found that his mother-in-law was well. Madhurao rested a little when Mirikar sent for him. In deference to the invitation, as the sun went down a little, Madhurao went to meet Dikshit. That was their first meeting. Bala Sahib introduced them to each other and they both made a firm plan of going to Shirdi by the train at 10 o'clock at night. Having decided thus, just see the wonder thereafter, Bala Sahib moved aside the curtain on Baba's picture. This was Baba's photograph, which Megha, Baba's steadfast devotee, used to worship with a loving devotion, regarding him to be the god Shankar of the three eyes. And because its glass had broken, it had initially been kept from Shirdi for Ahmednagar with Bala Sahib to be repaired. This was that same photograph which, being now repaired, seemed to have been waiting only for Dikshit, as it was kept in Mirikar's drawing room, covered with a piece of cloth. There was still some time time before Bala Sahib could return after the horses exhibition was over, and hence it was entrusted to Madhavrao to be taken to Shirdi. After removing the covering, it was left open and entrusted to Madhavrao when Mirikar said, "Go happily to Shirdi in Baba's company." As the most marvelous photograph came before his eyes for the first time, Kaka Sahib was filled with joy and, having made obeisance, kept gazing at it. On seeing such a strange event, as also the beautiful sacred picture of Sai Samarth so unexpectedly, Dikshita's eyes were bewitched. That on the way itself, the very figure of him whose darshan was desired so keenly should come before the eyes was something that gave him great pleasure. And then again, that it should have come from Shirdi to Kaka Sahib Mirikar's house, when Dikshit too happened to be there, was a coincidence more strange. As if Sainath had himself come under this pretext to the house of his devotee Mirikar to satisfy the wish in Dikshita's mind. The meeting with Nana Sahib at Lonawala and this conversation with him there was itself the beginning of Baba's magnetism. When the seeds of the meeting with him were sown, the gurus are like a magnet. It attracts. Those who are his true devotees and disciples, they will just get attracted like that. And after that, it just doesn't come out. Only you have to yourself pull it out. Once stuck, it's stuck to eternity. And that is for few people only, not everybody. To get stuck to him, first you have to go through the purification process. And the purification process is very tough. And that is where your ego can come. Maya can delude you and she can just destroy that your spiritual growth and put you back again on track in the material world. And if you don't put efforts, this is what happens. Delusion strikes, delusion will come, and then you will be out of spiritual like this in a jiffy. Because there's only a fine line between the faith and doubt. So the faith is what you should hold strongly, that line. So tread very carefully, because the fall is very hard. It's very easy to fall, but it's very difficult to rise. So put that extraordinary effort, do deep sadhana, and have that absolute faith. An arduous effort is extremely important. And once you go with that strength, things will look, it's so beautiful. I'll tell you, life is very beautiful. It's how you look at it. It's very sweet. What the Guru does is, the Guruji does is, he removes all these impurities. Because you can't have the divine in your heart when there is also an iota of doubt or this impurity. That ill will, ill feeling we have for people, everything around us. First, you have to become pure being. Becoming pure is extremely important. Purity of heart, purity of mind, and then only the surrender unto the lotus feet of the Guru will be completed. The surrender doesn't happen day one. It is said, see why this lesson is being reminded is, absolute faith means what? The Guru can put you into the fire, but yet you cannot lose faith in him. But the second thing is complete surrender. What does it mean? It is not 99.9999%. Even if you don't have the 0.1%, you cannot attain spiritual will. So 100% surrender must happen. Through your mind, body, senses, everything has to be surrendered unto the lotus feet of your Guru. And if you can't surrender, then no spiritual growth will happen. So this process of purification of your mind and heart and surrendered unto the Guru itself is a long drawn process. The surrender doesn't come so easily. Yeah, you can give a lot of lip service. Guruji, I am surrendered. I've just surrendered my life to you. Guruji, I am only devoted to you. People write all nonsensical stuff, They say, just shut up, don't talk too much. Don't write this blah, 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 blabber, thinking that you are doing some great favor. Show all that in action. Can you really demonstrate it? When he puts you into test, you don't know what hits you. And that time, where Guruji, where faith? Or that then Guruji itself doesn't exist. This is what happens. That time Guru, you can't remember your Guru. You can't see your Guru. All you see is Maya, darling. Such is his test that comes, for which you need to have absolute conviction. No matter what you put, even in the toughest moment, you can have to only hold on to your Guru's feet. And if you can't remember your Guru, then there is something wrong in your own spiritual growth. Then you have not gone anywhere, zero. Gone back, regressed again. Progress though, forget it. Regress. You have gone down in the gutters. This is what happens. So where is that, that is the fructification of knowledge. Knowledge means whatever you're worshipping, you're believing, nothing stands at that time. Then was it just an empty words? People write too many things, but when the real test of love, faith, all this comes, then only you'll understand where you stand. So please examine. So exams are a must, tests are a must to see where you stand and how much your guru means to you or how much your God means to you. Do you want God or do you want his Maya Dali? The choice is always given to the disciple and the devotee. What is that you choose? And that is exactly what will happen to you, and that is what will be your future and your life. Please remember, it is very easy to fall, but very difficult to rise. And that is why my Krishna Guruji will say, there is only one Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, there is one Swami Vivekananda, or there is one Mirabai, there is one Radha Rani. There cannot be any other Radha Rani. There is only one. Radha Rani herself is the Lord Shri Krishna himself. Can there be anybody else? No. That is why Lord Shri Krishna is Lord Shri Krishna. Don't compare yourself to that Lord, okay? You are the nincompoop, gutter person. That is how it is. First rise. We are all mortal creatures. We have to evolve to that level. Make ourselves capable. What am I saying here? What is Baba is also saying? He is saying you have the ability, the God-given ability. Every one of us have. Why are you not using that God-given ability to becoming divine? Why are you becoming a mere mortal? Don't become the crass human being. Become godly. You have that grace. You have that opportunity today. Why are you wasting? This is what God and every guru is teaching here. This is what spirituality is being taught. Don't get into the gutters of this material worldly existence. You don't have to stoop down like that. Become divine. So is it wrong in saying this? Somebody recently said to me, someone was talking to me and they said, when you're on the path of spiritual, lot of tests are going to come to you. Everybody is going to talk whatever comes in their mouth. They're going to insult you. Are you going to get swayed away? And when you're walking the truth, they're going to question this truth itself. And so this person was telling me, that's because you're talking the truth, you're saying the facts, you're not doing anything wrong, you're not drinking, smoking, womanizing, or doing all sorts of material worldly stuff which is unrighteous things. It is not acceptable by people. Had you done all of those, then nobody will question you. Just because you're not doing any of the things, people question you. So this is the world. So even Kabir had to go through that test. Lord Harishchandra has gone through different tests to prove that purity and strength of divinity within him. You think it's going to come easy? Everybody has to go through this test. People will insult you endlessly. They will talk bad about you. They'll talk bad about your guru, everything. Can you survive all of that and still live the words of your guru, whatever he's taught you, and become the divine being and not fall for what is being told about you? You don't have to get disturbed. You don't have to get angry. Please remember, that is their job. And you should thank these people. You know why? They're only helping you progress. That is how I look at it. This is how my Guruji teaches. And someone told me very interestingly, it's good that these things are happening because then you can become detached from this material worldly existence. And you can become closer to Lord Shri Krishna. You will get more and more attached to him. You will go more closer to him. So everybody is used as a conduit. They are all catalysts in your life so that you can progress. So nothing is happening for bad alone. Never think, yes, it is going to be painful, but understand whatever that happens in your life is happening for the good and well-being and your progress alone. That is how the great masters work. They put all these characters or all these people in your life so that you can progress. But most important, you have to live what they teach. Being your good self, being divine is extremely important. We cannot go on the path of adharma. If somebody is stooping down, you can't stoop down. Then there is no difference between you and him. There is no point in learning the spiritual. My Krishna Guruji will say to all of us, all his students, what is the point in you and some other being? At least you are getting the spiritual knowledge. I will not hold the other people responsible because they are ignorant being. But you are learning from me. They are not learning. So it's better you buck up. So he'll say, anybody who's listening to my satsang, I will hold them responsible, but I will not hold any other person responsible. Because if you don't follow my teachings, then what use is it? The fact that you're getting this lesson means you have to live that lesson. It's not just simply, it is not an entertainment session. Not my Guruji is not entertaining people. He's teaching. He's wearing his 20 plus years, he's wearing his body so that he can make a difference just to that one being. This is what my Krishna Guruji says. Someone asked me yesterday, so how many followers do your Guru has? I said, what? Followers? No. My Guru doesn't have any followers. He has hardly a handful of students. How many? He asked me. I just gave a random number. That's all. How does he live? Oh, what income? Shouldn't he earn money? I said, what? Which world are you? What are you talking? So I had to give him a little bit background about my Guruji. I said, my Guruji is an avaduta. He's a free being. He doesn't have any family, husband, wife, children, nothing. This entire universe is family. We are all his Vasudev Kutumbam. He is the Vasudev. And we all serve him. So he said, how does things manage? Yeah, everybody contributes. We all take care of him. But does he charge for his classes? I said, what charge? No. To date, my Guruji has never taken anything. And only, even the Guru Dakshina, people don't offer. And he will not even ask. He doesn't even care. But those who offer, he will graciously accept. Those who don't offer, he doesn't say anything. That is who he is. Can you live like that? I asked him. No, that I can't be your Guru. This was the answer given. But that is the greatness of my master. He's an avaduta. He doesn't covet anything. There is no wealth, properties, bank balances in his name. He can walk out this moment and he's ever free. He will question me, can you walk out from your life like that? I said, no. Unfortunately, we're bound. Even okay, I might not have. I'm not married, so I'm not bound with husband, children, all that nonsense. But yeah, I have a little bit, property in my name. So can I run away? That itself is it's a bondage. Even anything small, it could be just one small bank balance. That is still a bondage to you. So he said, when are you going to become free? That is the question. I said, yeah, I don't want to be bound. Everything, and for that one piece of food, the whole world will flock after you. This is the truth about material worldly life. And I was amazed at this person when I spoke and when I shared some of the lessons given by my Krishna Guruji. He just felt silent. It felt like he wanted to hear that. And he just couldn't. And first time that person said to me, these words, he has never said something like that. He said, God bless and do well, go, whatever you want to do, achieve. But that's what happens to people. They don't realize, they don't know. And you get so lost in this material world, the ignorance which is created by Maya. So seek the grace of the divine. When you have the privilege of being with the Guru, learn and impart. Because if you lose the bus is not going to come back again. The train will go away and you have lost that opportunity. So don't lose that opportunity. Later on, taking Sai's darshan, the three of them then hired a tonga and set out conversing with each other. On the way, they bathed in the Godavari and thus arrived in the holy Shirdi. Later, on taking Sai's darshan, Dikshit's heart melted with love, the eyes filled with tears, and the water of self-rejoicing flowed freely and profusely. Sai then said very clearly to him, I too waited for you, and then sent Shamya straight to Nagar to meet you. With powerful emotion, the hair on Dikshit's body stood on end, the throat choked with flood of tears. The heart became elated as perspiration broke out all over the body. Yes, that is the greatness. Even just the thought of this, you feel so amazed how great the master is. He's very sweet. All you can experience is love. The body quivered imperceptibly, the mind became self-absorbed and the eyes half opened with the profusion of joy that crowded in them. Today my eyes are fulfilled. So saying, he embraced Baba's feet. His heart felt blessed and entire creation could not contain his joy. Many years passed thereafter. Full faith was reposed in Sai's feet. He attained Sai's grace totally and he offered his body in Sai's service. He also built a house to be able to serve Baba properly. For many years he stayed in Shirdi and spread Sai's greatness. In short, one who desires his darshan will certainly have his wish fulfilled. Sai is the abode of peace and rest to his devotees and brings them greatest happiness. There are many chakor birds longing for the moon, but there is only one moon to them all. Similarly, though a mother may have many sons, there is only one mother to all of them. To the sun, there are many lotuses, but to the lotuses there is only one sun. To your devotees there is no limit, but you are their only father and guruvar. His only father, his only guruvar. Yes, to everybody. He can have many devotees and disciples, but to all those devotees and disciples, there is only one father and one guru, mother. That is who he is. He is that epitome of God to everyone, the goodness, the greatness. He's a personification of all the good, the love, everything that's existing in this world, the compassion, the kindness, you name it. There's no words to describe. I kind of fall short. I don't know what to praise him with, because every word doesn't do justice of that praiseworthy being. That's who he is. His greatness can only be experienced. All I can do is just tears can flow from my heart, but nothing else. And sometimes people ask me, oh, is this emotion? I said, emotion is done by material worldly people. And I said, this is devotion. It's not emotion. It's devotion to your divine. It's a devotion of that love, of his greatness, which you don't know how else to describe. Words fail to describe that greatness of this Guru. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. He's the Jagat Guru. This great master he's the master of this universe. To describe his greatness, words fail. There's no words in this entire, I don't know, whatever dictionary you want. You can't describe. You can use the best literature, best English word to describe him, yet it fails to describe his greatness. Such is a being who he is. Numerous Chatak birds long for the cloud, but there is only one cloud to these Chataks. Similarly, he has many devotees, but he is their only father and mother. All those who easily surrendered with good feelings, he not only protects their honor, but lovingly takes their work to successful completion. This can be seen even today after his Niryan. In this world, death puts an end to the life of every living creature. But to Dikshit, Sai made a promise, I will take you away in an aeroplane. And as were Sai's words, so was Dikshit's end. Even as he was singing Sai's praises, this I have seen with my own eyes. While we were both sitting on a berth in a train, engrossed in stories of Sai Samar, he seemed to have been quickly lifted up in an aeroplane. See how he suddenly availed of the right moment and resting his neck on my shoulder, unexpectedly got into the plane and attained the boundless, lasting happiness. There was no turning and twisting of the body, no rattling in the throat, no pain. While walking and talking normally, the body just became still and lifeless in front of everyone. In this way, he let go of the human body and merged the flame of his life with that of the self in an instant. At the end, since his mind was absorbed at Sai's feet, his bodily ego was completely shed. His mind was an absolute offering to God. It was on the Ekadashi day, in the dark fortnight of the lunar month, in the month of Jeshta, May, June, in the year 1926, that Dikshit attained to Brahmapad, abandoning this earth. You may call it death, or that an aeroplane came from for him, but he merged at Sai's feet. And this will be accepted by anyone. He who feels that he can repay the debt of this kind should really be regarded as one without faith and devotion. For this debt cannot be repaid even in a dream by giving anything that is visible in this world. Absolutely. I always say this one very interesting, a very important word to my Guruji, which is, I am eternally indebted to you. I can never repay to him in any form capacity. No money, no wealth, nothing that I will do will ever be able to repay what he's doing for me and everybody else, because that's priceless. The knowledge that he gives, that love he shows, the protection he has on all of us is priceless, is beyond measures. The only thing that you can offer as a Guru Dakshina, or the repayment that you can do to your Guru, is by living and breathing every teaching of his and becoming that divine and godly being. And that is the day you would have actually given him the real Guru Dakshina, not in the physical form. That's exactly what here Hemad is describing. For this debt cannot be repaid, even in a dream, by giving anything that is visible in the world. You can bring him the best, I don't know, whatever that the money can buy, but nothing is equivalent to the lesson that you live. And when he sees his devotee, disciple walking the path, living the way, the righteous way, and following every word that he has imparted, he is pleased then you have really offered the Guru Dakshina to the master. Not until then. If you try to give the Chintamani, you will only add forever to the worries. And if you think that by giving it you will have repaid him who gives the inconceivable, your reasoning is childish. Absolutely. That's what he's saying. You can give him the Chintamani is the most prized gem to the Guru, but you think you have repaid by giving that, then you're stupid. That's what he said. It's childish reasoning. You can't. And even if you offer the Kalpataru to the Guru is himself skilled in giving a thing which is unchangeable or unparalleled. How can that be repaid? Of course, yes. What the Guru gives is unchangeable and unparalleled. How can you think that you can repay him by giving him anything in this world? Nothing that you give can ever, equate or equal to what the Guru is offering. Whatever the Guru is giving, it's priceless, it's unparalleled. You cannot even compare, oh, I have given this, I have taken care of you, all that. The day you say this, please understand, you have already gone 10 notches below. You've fallen in the pit. And your downfall is please write it down. But the Guru is the greatest one. He says you're an idiot. He understands you're an fallible human being, crass human being, so he forgives, and that is why he's great. His greatness can never be understood. It can never be fathomed by any mortal human being. You can call names, you know what, a lot of people will tell my Guruji, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that one, this likes and dislikes. My Guruji will say, what is this? You have to live in harmony with everybody, live in love, see God in everybody. Yes, it's a very difficult lesson to follow, but that is what you have to evolve to. And you have to practice, you have to strive hard, put that effort, and be good to everybody, be nice to everybody. You don't have to mean, let the world behave however they want. This is my Guruji's teaching. And he'll always put that test in me. Because what for me, I need to overcome is my anger. So he'll say, okay, let me see how much you tolerate. This morning also I was telling something. Actually, it's very dangerous. Never say anything in front of your Guru because his universe is listening, and then the Ashtasiddhi says, Tatastu. And what you think you have overcome is the same lesson will come, in full force, and then your fall is sure. That's how it happens. And I have experienced this. I never, it's like, don't feel elated. Don't feel elated in your mind. Oh, I have got this lesson. I have understood. I have overcome. Oh, wow. The moment you feel that, please remember that the lesson is waiting around the corner. And then you are going to meet that lesson. And then your fall is very sure. Because you will be caught off guard. And that's how it works. So don't challenge. But just keep doing. So don't even say you're overcome. You just have to go deeper and deeper. There's nothing that you have overcome. See, if you've crossed a certain level in your growth, in your progress, know that now the bars have risen. Now you have to go to the next milestone. So it's never ending because he's Athanga Sagar, limitless ocean. So you can't stop learning. There is no end to learning. So journey that and don't feel elated. Oh, I have. But yeah, it's an experience. You understand. When you understand the truth, you become silent. In the sense, you're not going to react to what someone is saying. Then you will be in the state of blissfulness. And that is a step that you have to evolve to. Okay? Now, over and above all these, if you give the paris to the Guru, the paris that will only transform into scintillating gold. This is a paris money, we say. Whereas the Guru will give you the bliss of the Brahman to drink. So it's like comparison, what you give and what the Guru can give back. So he's saying it's incomparable. No matter what you try to give him, nothing can compare to what he's offering to you. What is he offering? Para-Brahman. That is what he's offering. The Guru will give you the bliss of the Brahman to drink. Who else can grant except the Guru? That is why the greatness, the Mahatma, the Mahat of the Guru is never understood. And only those who are spiritually deserving to get this knowledge will get that. So those who are listening to the satsang and those who have got this privilege of getting this lesson, please take it very seriously and, do what it takes for you to get to your spiritual being. So if you offer Kamadhenu to the Guru and feel that you have repaid his debt, you will only increase toil. The Guru, who is himself free from desire, gives that which involves no toil or trouble. Absolutely. Those who wish to repay the Guru's beneficence by offering him all the wealth in the world and thus offer what is Maik or illusory to him, who gives what is not illusory but real. Can they ever repay him by doing so? Very valid question. Nobody can repay to the Guru what he gives. The reason why I said the only way of repayment is living his words and becoming the divine person, an absolute T to the perfection. That is all the Guru cares. Nothing in the world that you offer to me, to offer to him, is ever counts to this. What the Guru gives is priceless, and you can't compare what the Guru is giving you and what you're giving to the Guru. You can't equate it. That is why he's saying, can you ever repay the master? No, not in this life, not in any life. To eternity, you cannot repay him. Please remember. But what can you do? You can only live his lessons and make him proud of you. Okay? So with this, we are at the end of the hour. We'll stop here at verse 116. So I would like to tell you, so we will be going on a short break. I will see you all on 25th December. We have 2 more chapters. We will be doing the Samapti. On 29th is Dattatreya Jayanti. I will finish the Sai Satcharita before that, and we will be doing the Samapti on 29th. All the details will be published on Krishna Knows. So await to hear from me. Thank you for joining Sai Satcharita Parayan. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and wishing you all in advance a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. But I will be seeing you on Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Have a wonderful day and a weekend ahead. Om Shri Maa Ganapate Namaha. Om Shri Gurudev Datta. Om Shri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Digambara Digambara Shripad Vallabha Digambara. Om Shri Krishna Guru Nathanata Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Devi Durgaya Namaha. Om Shri Krishna Arpanam Namastu. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum.